Hey, this is Jesse with Guerrilla Airsoft Radio. I'm here with Joe, and we're at the Jag Precision. We're here with Brian, and he's going to give us a rundown of everything that they have to offer here at their booth.
How's it going? Okay, I guess first up, I'm going to talk about the modified mags, which you guys are curious about. This is the Beehive mag. Cool thing about it is you have a simple winding wheel on the outside that kind of hides in place, kind of like the Odin works, but it's like this. There's not linked, just coincidence. And then also you have, well, so of course, high cap. You have the option for the BB tracer unit that goes in here. Pop a screw down here, put the unit in here. It's batteries. Comes with batteries as well. So every time the mag is in the hop unit and actuated here, it lights up charging your BBs. Same for the mid cap option as well. Another one has the little finger loop. So that's pretty cool. For instance, your mags, just yank that out.
Kind of like a Sweet Ranger plate of sorts.
Better. It's more of a hexagonal shape and a soft rubber for the operator's finger without the glove. Yeah. Also comes in a box set, of course. And if you don't like the modified mid caps, we offer all the hex mags. These are really hot sellers. So we have all the followers and everything else like that to change them out. Different colors. And if you don't like modified or hex mag, we have the SOCOM Gear Lancer type and also the Troy mags. So great mid caps or high cap, and you're set for any M4 player you need right there.
Right, and if you guys didn't catch this part, I mean, when he's speaking about the LED, it means that you don't need the actual suppressor that we're used to adding to the end of the M4, lengthening the gun and, needing that anymore. This basically eliminates that because it's illuminating the BBs in place of the magazine, so when you're expelling it from the airsoft gun, you don't need the suppressor. So that's a really awesome feature.
It comes with the batteries, of course. It comes with the batteries, and then here's basically the light unit that will sit like so and just constantly shine on the BBs in the tube. So once it goes out of the mag into the hop unit, it's charged. If you sit there and take that time to shoot, it will fade like a regular tracer BB. Right. But if you're shooting full auto and everything, you have tracers. There's no hop-up issues and no suppressor tracer unit issues you're talking about. So very compact, and they're about the mid caps for the tracers run about $30 retail. So that's pretty cheap compared to a tracer unit, which will break if you hit it on something. Right.
Well, and some of these super operators only run about 4 mags, anyways. Yeah. So. So what are we looking at as far as like any new rifles or pistols that we got here at the show?
Well, since we're in the corner, one of the cool rifles is the modified XTC. As you can see, it's a modified. They make internal parts. They made a bolt action rifle, and now they make an M4. This is outside of the rifle. We have the gearbox over there. I'll get to that later. You have flip-up sights. They're polymer, and then you have a key mod handguard system. It's CNC aluminum. You can also find a takedown video of this on the Jag Precision's YouTube and also on the Instagram. So you have a 6.01 inner barrel, a rotary style hop-up unit, and a billet aluminum style upper receiver and lower receiver. Cool thing about this is it comes how you see it. There's no price yet or release date. We're shooting for around 300 mark, trying to keep it under 400. But since it comes with all modified internals, it will be pricey because it's high performance internal parts. You notice the selector, it's ambi, and it's also 45-degree angles, unlike your traditional M4. So that's pretty cool. Very positive click. Also a straight trigger that's made out of steel comes standard. A nice contour grip. A really cool crane stock, and you're probably saying, oh, it's a crane stock. Everybody has that. If you check out the back end, you're like, okay, cool, there's storage, but I want to put in my buffer tube lipo, and sometimes like for a BFC, the wires get in the way and everything. Yeah. The buffer tube is super clean because the wires are in there outside the buffer tube and routed along the bottom. So now you have smooth, no issues.
That's excellent. I also love this little clipped hatch on the top. Just makes it seamless. Yeah.
Now it gets even better. The reason why there's no wires in here is because with a longer Allen key that goes in here, you have adjustable FPS spring guide. You can modify it by 30 FPS from 390 in the stock factory form, drop it down 30 FPS if you're going to play. And if you take that spring guide out, the entire spring guide and spring comes out. No tools except that one Allen key. You don't take this off, you don't take the gearbox out. So this is probably the fastest spring change M4. So you can pop in a new spring and you're good to go.
I don't know about you guys, but that's pretty exciting. I like the idea of that. I mean, not having to switch out a 120 to a 110 spring, or go to a CQB field and then go to an outdoor field and have to adjust your FPS accordingly. This is an excellent gun for that reason. All right, this is Jesse. We're continuing. He's going to show us different guns, ones that he thought he'd point out as far as being pretty awesome. So here we have Troy.
Yes, this is the Echo1 Troy TRX model. As you see, we have 3 models: the mid-length, the short, and the long, of course. Cool thing about this, it's basically all Troy Industries. You're going to have the TRX handguard. It's full metal construction. The flip-up sights, of course, front and rear, that are metal, and also the metal body with the Troy trademarks. Cool thing about this is the pistol grip. Before we had the Mad Bull Troy pistol grip, and it's a short, or like basically true to spec, and it uses a mid-type motor. This will be extended and uses a long motor, so you can easily put in your favorite motor for high speed, high torque. You're also going to notice an extended mag release, so you can, if you have short fingers, or if you just want to tap that mag release really quick, traditional M4 up here, this is here. Also the trigger guard, little soup right there for gloves or big fingers. And also the battle axe stock. Regular retail of the Mad Bull battle axe stock runs about $100 or so. This comes included on the rifle already. QD sling points are here, and also opens back here. So you can either run a buffer tube lipo in here, or a pec box lipo here, 11 or 7.4. Done.
That's pretty awesome.
FPS will be the long one about 400 or so. Retail, we're shooting for around the low 200s. Competitive pricing, of course. So that should be springtime or so.
Low 200s, that's pretty good. I think that's very respectable considering what you get for $200 these days. And as far as, yeah, and that's excellent. Okay, and here we have the Jag PHX-15 Crusader. Explain some of the awesome features of this gun.
Okay, basically we went into the mindset of, we want to make a rifle we're going to use for our playing, because we actually do play airsoft, not just sell this stuff. So it's like, hey, this is what we want, and if we believe in it, then we can sell it to you, and you guys can use it and believe in it as well. So from the front, we have an M-LOK rail system. It's solid aluminum. Underneath that, we have a gas block just for the realism, so a lot of us do competition shootings. And you can see Jag logos. Basically, this is our rifle. We worked with VFC to make it, so VFC is the OEM and our brainchild. So you're going to notice the Jag Arms PHX logos down here, and also on the other side, a U.S. flag, because America and freedom.
I like that.
Yeah, you're going to notice, like standard VFCs, the functional bolt catch and release. So that's another feature right there. Also, the ambi fire controls. I'm a big fan of ambi. It's faster to switch to safe when you're on the run. So that's a cool feature. Also, no more A2 grip. Everybody complains about that. So we went with the A1 grip, so you can grab it no matter what hand size. There's no issues. Especially at the end of the day when you're playing, you're going to get that finger callus. You don't want that. So A1 grip. Now the stock. You're probably saying, what kind of stock is that? This is going to be the Jag Arms LCS stock, basically large crane stock. Cool thing about this is, boom, you can open this up, and as you see here, you can fit a large brick lipo in here on the backside, or a buffer tube, of course. So basically, instead of this big bulky crane stock before that's like, I don't know, it's like a bloated donkey on the mule trail, this is basically a low profile stock. Yes, it looks a little bigger, but the fact that it can hold any lipo just about, brick or buffer tube, that's a cool feature.
Well, it seems like the common theme with a lot of your guns is that you're really trying to figure out ways to get multiple variations of batteries to fit in every type of gun. I mean, I know me personally, when I go to one gun, I'd have like a particular kind of battery and have like 6 of it, and then I'd go and get another gun, and I'd be like, okay, well now I got to go buy like 4 more of this other battery because of the limitations of the stock. So that's pretty awesome for a lot of people that have all different types of batteries, lipos and NiCad. So
well, it goes back to us playing. When we go to these milsim games, we have the buffer tube lipos, and that's cool, but they can only take so much, so we need the bigger batteries just to last all day. Instead of like, if you're out in the rain, you can't really have extra lipos just chilling on your vest. That's not good. So if you have it on here, that's pretty good. That's what we want.
Well, it's...
Oh, wait, can I talk about the gearbox?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Even better. You're probably saying lipo is going to explode and everything. Yeah, everybody says that. It's magic like that.
Well, everybody always says, okay, it says it's lipo ready. Every place says it's lipo ready. You put a lipo in it, and then it blows up the gearbox like instantly. So Yeah, if we could explain like why this is really LiPo ready, that'd be great.
Well, we are saying it's LiPo ready, just because it will come with a torque motor, so it's not going to burn out quick, and also a MOSFET. It's going to have a MOSFET already built in, so that's another cool feature. And then you're probably saying the piston's going to strip. Oh, the piston's going to strip. We're going with the BFC style piston.
So what I point out here is that I don't necessarily have a problem with the fact that it's 25 RPS out of the box. What I was pointing out is that most fields are going to have an RPS requirement at some point, and the 25 is on the high end, but should still be legal. So I thought that was great.
With a brick LiPo like this, you get about 25 a second out of the box done. And no real issues. You're going to have solid steel bushings, great gearbox inside and out with no electrical issues, anything. So you're done, you buy this and you go play.
And that's pretty good. I mean, if it's 25 RPS out of the box, you know, most fields with like RPS issues and people getting overshot, I mean, that may be something that could come about later on with like, you know, fields requiring a certain RPS level. So 25 is probably on the high end and reasonable, but I think that's probably what we would see. We already have one in our local field that's going to that, so that's really good. All right, this is Jesse again. We're going to focus on the E&L AK and then move on to the E&L M4. So can you tell us a little something about this Realwood E&L AK?
Okay, well, the E&L series is basically the most realistic, true-to-life airsoft version of a real AK on how it's built with a hydraulic press, of course. There's no roll pins. Gearbox is built super sturdy. And this is going to be the Gen 2 series. It has the magwell assist, so it's easier to load the mags instead of just like trying to too far and stick it in there.
Yeah.
As you see the sheen, let's try to wiggle this so you can get that on camera. You can see the bluing effect, how it's just so perfect. It's same chemical treatment as you would find on a real AK for the wood and the metal. So the gearbox is built super beefy, bearings of course. You have a super reinforced gearbox, adjustable hop-up, standard things, but built to last. You can literally throw this off a building, no problems. You can find that on our videos. So with this being the super AK best out there, E&L basically listened to the fans and us and said, hey, let's make an M4.
Ooh, M4.
Basically, E&Ls are like the flagship rifle for Milsom West games, and they see how everybody has basically the Navy SEAL setup with the DD rails. So they went ahead and made that. So with this, you're going to have the same performance, same realistic feel, fit and finish, but an M4. Simple as the charging handle. It's a spring that's pretty beefy. It's not like an airsoft spring where it's like a toy. You have to yank this. You know, you have adjustable pop-up rotary style, bolt catch. Check out this right here. Zoom in on that. Added details like that. You basically have an ambi selector, but more like a realistic one. The cool thing is when you put on safe mode, spring release kind of like some other rifles. So boom, ready to go. Also, you can take off the buffer tube, of course, remove the back spring guide section with the tool provided, and change the spring out if you like. So with a great rifle, you know, a great reputation of the AKs, now an M4 platform, can't really go wrong.
Well, and this is for the guys that have or want an E&L, but don't necessarily want to go with an AK because they're like, oh, I'm not a terrorist. I play, you know, US all the time, and they wear multi-glam, and they have to have an M4. So, you know, for the guys that want an E&L and they want America, obviously this is the way to go. Is the hop-up made of metal or plastic is what Joe's saying.
The hop-up is going to be metal body, plastic adjusting wheel, and pins. So the key parts, so when you're slamming your mag in there, it's metal and metal.
Excellent. Well, all right. This is Brian from Jag Precision. Jesse, see you guys.